friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Mac Guerrero and I'm really excited in kind of like a cringy way to be talking about what I'm going to be talking about today. I don't normally do reaction videos, so I had to do it when it came to this, and I'm sorry it took me a little bit long, but you know, we're gonna get to it. But before that, I want to remind you, you can follow me on TikTok, you can follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, at Mac Guerrero. You know, also like, subscribe, click the little bell so you know when the video comes out, the new video comes out. I've been doing one every Saturday. However, I'm gonna try to up my game, maybe do like, you know, a couple more a week while this quarantine situation is happening. So if you have any video ideas, just go ahead and message me, comment, let me know. And of course, check out mysticalmac.com where you can look at my daily blog and learn a little bit about my tarot card readings as well as my podcast. All right, without further ado, we are reacting to this Imagine cover. Oh Lord, like it's been on my mind all week ever since I saw it for the first time, because I'm pretty sure it came out last week. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you don't know what this is, basically Gal Gadot, I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, she organized this pass-along cover of the song Imagine. Imagine all the people, you know that one? Yeah. And she thought it would be inspiring. She put a little video before the video itself saying that she saw the video of a trumpet player basically inspiring the neighborhood to chime in with different instruments, and they created an instrumental cover of that song, and she thought it was very inspiring. She wanted to do something that was just as inspiring, that she hoped would inspire other people. And what she came up with was this cover where she starts singing the first line and then she passes it on to another celebrity and another celebrity. Most of them were actors, and another actor and another actor, until it comes back to her, to the last line, you know, and the world will live as one, that one. And you know, there's a reason I titled this video When Good Intentions Lead to Hell. And it's because there is this little saying that I absolutely love. I don't know who said it first. I feel like it's just one of those things that have ended up in, you know, in the vernacular. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. I believe she had the best intentions of inspiring people with this. I believe that she thought it was going to be received really well. However, this is where, you know, the real meaning of that saying gets involved, and it's because when I first heard it a while back, I was just like, I don't fully understand what that means, because it's just like, how can the road to hell be paved with good intentions? Like, I was always full of good intentions. I'm still full of great intentions and good intentions, but I've gained awareness, and I've learned that that's the difference. That's the key, is this awareness around, first of all, where your intentions really lie, because that's something that you have to really think about when you're doing anything. It's like, is this an intention that is completely coming from ego, or rather, I'm sorry, I should say completely coming from unconscious ego, or is this something that is coming from like a very conscious aspect of myself? And if it's coming from the unconscious ego, we have to dig deeper and be like, why do I actually want to do this? So intentions can be tricky that way, where you can have more than one intention built in. You have a conscious intention and you have an unconscious intention, and if the unconscious intention is so prevalent, sometimes it trumps the good one, which is how you get the saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So let's talk about this, okay? Before I go on, I would like to just read you the very last paragraph of the New York Times article on this, which was titled, let's see, what was the title again? The Imagine cover is no heaven. Oh Lord, okay. So this is the last paragraph of it, and I just thought it was very well said. On social media, Gal Gadot and her crew were lambasted for bumblingly okay, excuse me. On social media, Gadot and her crew were lambasted for bumblingly contributing, well, whatever this is, as opposed to money or resources. Their genial naivete is blinding them to the grossest sin here. The smug self-satisfaction, the hubris of the alleged good deed, the presumption that an empty and profoundly awkward gesture from a passel of celebrities has any meaning whatsoever, borders on delusion. What you see in this video is nothing more than perspective fogged stars singing into a mirror. In times of crisis, something gets enough to throw something slapdash together, serve it to the world, and hope it heals some people. But that's just not how things work. So, as you can tell from the ending of this article, it was not received very well on social media. And you can't, okay, if you are in the populace, you can't really be surprised because these are celebrities singing a line of a song from their very lavish homes, from their very privileged lives. I mean, they are still making money. For every time that USA plays Independence Day, Will Smith is getting a check. So, there's a lot that they cannot relate to when it comes to what people are actually going through, having to file for unemployment, like having to not pay rent and just know that there's going to be like a looming rent check 6 months to a year, that they're going to have to pay 6 months to a year after this crisis is officially deemed not a crisis anymore. Like, there are a lot of things that they can't really relate to, and to think that just putting out this video is enough, it's just very naive on their part. And one of the things that I was thinking about, I was like, okay, well, I love the intention. I think that's a cute intention, just like the intention that someone had when they recorded that video of the person playing their trumpet, And I thought to myself, I'm like, what if she had, like, if I were in her shoes, how would I check my motives? Or maybe even if I wasn't even aware enough to check my motives. I'm not saying she's not. I'm just saying if I wasn't even aware enough to check my motives, like, how would I come up with an idea? And how would I ensure that that idea would really have the effect that I intended? Because that's another thing too, is like intentions, when they're conscious, usually have the desired effect. And I say usually because there are occasions where people genuinely like have their own fogged up views and their own perspectives fog up what it is that you were trying to do, and that happens to the best of us. Think of like a text conversation between you and your crush where you said something that you completely said in jest, joking, and they took completely serious, and you were just like, well, shit. So there are times where when you are really conscious of what you're doing, your intentions still don't turn out the way that you want. But for the most part, when you are very conscious, they have the intended effect. So I was like, okay, well, if I was her, I would have sat in her perspective and gone, what about that trumpet video was so inspiring to me? And one of the things that popped up in my mind was like the fact that those artists, those musicians were all really good. Like, they were really lighting up the neighborhood with their craft, and they didn't have to. Like, that was really cool. So then I'm thinking to myself, okay, out of everybody in the Imagine cover, and it's funny because the New York Times article gave those people a break too. It's like there were probably like 3 or 4 actually good singers. Some of them even like great singers. And I was like, if it had been just them over and over, or better yet, if like Gal had like contacted her manager and been like, yo, get me like the cast of Hamilton's contacts or whatever, and had them create something like that, it would have been, it would have been so inspiring. Like, it would have been, awesome. It would have been really, really cool. But because it was just her and a bunch of her friends that happened to be in movies, like, it just really wasn't that inspiring, and it really was a situation where it's just like, are you doing this to feel better about yourself in a time of crisis? Are you doing this because you're in day 6 of quarantine while Other people have been, you know, in a month, maybe 2, at best, like a couple weeks. Like, and there wasn't even anything, like there was no charity attached to it, like, oh, for every view this video gets, we're gonna donate X amount to this. Like, it was very empty, just like the article said, you know. And I'm not here to just like bash on this. I'm here to actually like encourage us to learn from this. How can we prevent ourselves from, or rather, how can we ensure as best as we can that our intentions will succeed in having the intended effects? A really good way is to always, if you're going to do something that affects a mass amount of people, really get real with yourself and ask, how would that affect you if you didn't know you? How would that affect you if you had no idea, you know, what this was even about, or if it was even a different language, how would this affect you? That's a good way. Another good way is just to inquire, like, why do I really want to do this? What is my shadow reason? What's the reason that's under the subconscious? Like, what is the reason that I can't quite see? Do I have a self-centered reason for doing this? And if I do, like, is my, you know, enlightened reason still something that is worth doing it for? Would it affect me this way? These are all good questions, but the best you can do is ensure that you've done the best that you can to, you know, present your intentions in a way that is conscious. And hopefully if you do so, most of the time you're not going to end up with this imagined cover that is no heaven. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. Let me know your thoughts on this whole Imagine thing. Like, I just thought it was pretty funny, and it was just like, it was just laughable for me, because if it had been anything else, it would just have been infuriating. So let me know what you think, and I will catch you next time.